The content in this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not intended to be medical advice, a diagnosis, or a treatment plan for any individual. Listening to this podcast does not establish a doctor-patient relationship. Always consult your own qualified healthcare provider before making changes to your health, medication, or lifestyle. By choosing to listen further, you acknowledge and agree to these terms.
Welcome to Feeling Good, Feels Good with Dr. Tripp.
Welcome to a state of feeling good. It's how we live and how you could. Just know it's how we're all meant to be. If things are off, listen to your body. It can tell us exactly what we need. Physical, emotional, nutritional, or mentally. No need to worry, it's reached accessibly. No matter how you felt or what you've heard, well-being's for everyone, it's what you deserve. Ease and joy are yours once it's understood. No need to fear, because feeling good feels good.
Welcome into Feeling Good, Feels Good. I am your host, Dr. Tripp. This is the podcast where we talk about total wellness and outright wellness. We look at wellness through four major lenses: physical health, mental emotional health, nutritional and chemical health, as well as habit, lifestyle, and environmental health. Today I'm going to start with a little rhyme you may have heard before, but with a new twist. Beans, beans. They're good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you start to live a long, healthy life with a happy stomach, lots of energy, and more money in your pocket. Have you ever thought of beans as superfoods? Probably not. They're often overlooked and just seen as a cheap side dish that causes gas and bloating. But most people underestimate this food. It's one of the most nutrient-dense and culturally diverse foods on this planet. They're also one of the most powerful longevity and performance foods. If you're a weightlifter, runner, student, or just a tired parent looking to feed your family, beans might be one of the most overlooked secret weapons in your kitchen cabinet. After today's episode, you'll walk away with an understanding of what beans do and how to use them, not only for your gut, but also for your blood sugar and your brain. You'll know how to use them for sport, performance, or keeping a family healthy. We'll learn the science behind the so-called gas effect and how to eliminate it so that you can enjoy beans, plus some wild facts about beans that actually make them super interesting. So what are beans? Technically, beans are something called legumes. They're not vegetables and they're not grains. They're actually somewhere in between, giving them a very unique nutrient profile. Legumes are actually edible seeds. Let's take a basic look of the nutrient content of beans and legumes. Beans are high in complex carbs. These are the good carbohydrates that we want in our diet. They are moderate in protein and very low in fat. One of the most important things about beans are the fiber. With 1 cup of cooked beans, you're getting about 15 grams of protein, 15 grams of fiber, and about 40 grams of complex carbohydrates. They also contain micronutrients, better known as vitamins. The vitamins vary in each type of bean, and we will go through which types of beans are best. But as a general base, you can expect to find iron, magnesium, folate, potassium, zinc, and even B vitamins. Some listeners may be thinking about the high carbohydrate to protein ratio. Most beans do not provide complete protein on their own, but combined with rice or other grains, they can make complete protein. This is protein that covers all of your essential amino acids, important for muscle recovery and brain function. When I'm cooking, there's another rhyme that I like to keep in mind. Rice and beans make perfect protein. So even though there are high levels of complex carbohydrates, these will give you all of the essential amino acids needed to make complete protein for your body. Beans are also rich in resistant starch and soluble fiber, which feed your healthy gut bacteria. This can reduce inflammation and improve colon health. One of the reasons you might experience gas with eating too many beans is because they contain oligosaccharides, which humans cannot digest, but bacteria can and need. So while you may be left with gas, your bacteria are left with healthy nutrients that they need. We will explain later in this episode how to reduce the symptoms of gas and enjoy the benefits of beans. What are some of the types of beans that have the most health benefits, and who should eat them? For those who have issues with blood health, like iron and anemia, I look to kidney beans for healthy red blood cell formation. My two favorite that I cook with the most are pinto beans and chickpeas, also known as garbanzo beans. The reason I like these beans so much is because they're packed with so much nutrient content. They are extremely high in antioxidants, which help reduce damage to our body, including our muscles. Antioxidants are what reduce symptoms of aging and prevent illness, disease, and tumors. These two beans can also help regulate our blood sugar, improve your overall mood, and of course, are healthy for your gut. I like lentils if I'm trying to increase my endurance or my immune support. Navy beans are high in fiber and really great for maintaining healthy bone density. Mung beans are one that I talk about a lot when I'm talking about temperature regulation. They are used heavily in traditional Chinese medicine, like acupuncture, for cooling the body and for detox support. So a really great bean for a very specific situation. Soybeans, like edamame or tofu, are the highest in protein. They are the closest to complete protein without rice and are great for muscle building. My favorite for neurological support, like improving mood and increasing relaxation, are fava beans. Beans are one of the cheapest forms of nutritional support. A pound of dry beans can make 5 to 7 servings of food and only cost $1 to $2. This is 5 to 10 times less costly than animal protein. While I am not against animal protein, it is something to be aware of. We will have future episodes breaking down different animal proteins and what they can do for your body, like red meat, chicken, or pork. We will get into comparative nutritional profiles for meat and other foods as well. Okay, one of the absolute coolest things about beans is it helps people who have hunger cravings. It helps people who are overeaters. It helps people who are eating in a reaction to stress. If you're somebody who gets stressed out and always reaches for a cookie, beans can actually help reduce your need to reach for sugar and reduce your overall stress levels. Beans are high in soluble fibers, which slow the digestion of your sugar. This helps prevent spikes and crashes, leading you to have more stable energy and less cravings for spikes of sugar. This makes beans an excellent food for anybody who has diabetes, insulin resistance, or for those who are trying to lose weight, and especially those who are trying to lose weight whose weight gain is correlated with overeating or stress eating. This fiber and protein combination actually makes beans extremely satiating. It will help decrease hunger cravings. A popular documentary and study has been done about blue zones, where people in the world have the longest life expectancy. What is the one food that is consumed across all blue zones? You guessed it, beans. The Blue Zone Project suggests that eating beans daily can increase your life expectancy by 4 whole years. Now that we understand some of the major benefits of eating beans, let's apply these to real life. Who benefits the most from eating beans? Beans are a great food to incorporate for people who are cooking for children or large families. They're easy to batch cook and even can be pureed. The flavor is typically mild and can be incorporated with other foods to get nutrient content for picky eaters. They are naturally gluten-free as well as allergen friendly, not to mention the affordability of the bean. All of these making beans a great option to include in your family food prep. If you're somebody who has to do a lot of mental focus, like a grad student or somebody who's studying or has to do a lot of deep thinking, beans can enhance the endurance of your deep thought process. They provide complex carbs for a sustained energy. Simple carbs, which beans do not have, create more spikes and crashes, while complex carbs are better for sustained energy. Simple carbs you can find in things like simple sugars, white bread, bagels, pasta. Beans also have B vitamins like folate and B6, which are essential for brain health. The iron in beans is essential for oxygen. This is vital for blood to the brain and long hours of study sessions or work sessions. If you are a weightlifter or an athlete, you may have heard of glycogen stores. While pairing beans with rice, remember, rice and beans make perfect protein, can replenish your glycogen stores so that you have more energy to work out and enhance muscle recovery. They are high in magnesium and potassium, which is essential for muscle contraction and electrolyte balance. For endurance athletes like runners, we're going to go back to those complex carbs, which are great for sustained energy, not for short spikes in energy that are followed by crashes. So if you are a distance runner, complex carbs are essential for you to have sustained energy through your runs. This will help prevent fatigue and support oxygen delivery. The fiber can keep your gut healthy longer during your run, but be careful about introducing too much bean consumption before your run. What would happen if you ate too many beans, or for some reason you only ate beans as your only food? You could actually go quite some time by just taking beans and a B12 supplement. You would get plenty of protein, carbs, and fiber. You would have strong gut flora. Your microbiome would be healthy, but over time you would develop nutrient imbalance and digestive distress that would lead to bloating, gas, and probably lots of runny stool. Eventually, you would need more essential fat. You would need vitamins A, D, and if you weren't taking the B12 supplement, B12, but you would last longer than many trendy diets, showing beans' complete nutrient profile. Oh yeah, there probably would be some wild gas and you'd have trouble hanging out for long periods of time with friends and family. Beans are definitely underutilized and underconsumed. Most Americans eat less than half of what the recommended amount of daily fiber is. And beans are one of the most fiber-dense foods available. So how will you know if you should be eating more beans? There would be a few key things that I would look for. Afternoon crashes and brain fog, constipation, intense cravings for sweets or snacks, as well as hormonal and mood swings. If you are experiencing these, likely you are a great candidate to introduce more beans in your diet. Blood sugar regulation will help with the afternoon crash and brain fog. The soluble fiber will help clear out constipation and improve overall digestion. The specific protein and fiber combination in beans will slow the breakdown of sugar and keep the spikes, crashes, and cravings in check. Beans, specifically chickpeas and black beans, provide nutrients for hormone balance, keeping your mood more even and stable. What are some of the theories about why beans help with aging so much? I look at the antioxidant profile. To me, a high antioxidant load is always going to correlate with longer life expectancy and less chance of disease, illness, and tumors. Another common theory is caloric restriction without malnutrition. Beans are extremely nutrient dense for how moderate to low they are in calories. The National Institute on Aging states that caloric restriction improves health and longevity in all primates. They also keep our gut healthy and reduce digestive inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a major factor in nearly all age-related diseases: cardiovascular disease, cancer, cognitive decline, and autoimmune disorders. So the support that beans provide for your microbiome help reduce systemic inflammation throughout your entire body. Beans have also been linked to healthy cardiometabolic panels. They've been shown to lower bad cholesterol, improve blood pressure, improve insulin sensitivity, and stabilize blood sugar. This reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. Beans also help keep our brain healthy. They are rich in folate and magnesium. This supports cognitive function, helps support our mood, and helps oxygenate our brain tissue, keep our brain full of oxygen. The blood sugar levels also reduce anxiety symptoms and brain fog. So it's not hard to see how a healthier brain can contribute to a longer life expectancy. Lastly, let's not forget about the affordability of beans. People in blue zones tend to emphasize other things over money, and they live modestly in terms of economics. So beans are a key food for them just because they're so sustainable, resourceful, and affordable. And we all know that reduced financial strain reduces chronic stress. Reduce chronic stress, reduce chronic inflammation, improve overall health. So what's the deal with the gas and the bloating? If you remember from earlier, beans contain oligosaccharides, which humans cannot digest, but our bacteria can. These will ferment in our colon, which produces gas. To reduce this, you may need to start taking enzymes with food. Our bodies are missing the enzyme that breaks down these oligosaccharides. So when you're first starting out, you may need to take enzyme supplements with the beans to reduce gas if it's a concern of yours. The Nutrition Journal did a study in 2011 that after about 4 weeks of regular bean consumption, participants noticed a significant reduction in gas. So if the gas is a concern, you need to start slow, be consistent, introduce them over the course of a month, and initially, if you want even more support, I would recommend enzyme supplements. Beans have been around forever. In Mesoamerica, cacao beans were actually used as money by the Aztecs. They were traded for goods or services. It's estimated that about 100 beans could get you a turkey or a cloak. The Greeks used beans as voting systems. They would use black and white beans. White for a yes vote, black for a no vote. That's where the phrase bean counter came from tracking votes and then later tracking money. Beans are so useful, NASA has even grown them in space. Mung beans, soybeans, and pinto beans have all been grown in the International Space Station. Beans are a top candidate for a future Mars mission because they are so nutrient dense, can grow in small spaces, and even produce their own nitrogen. The oldest evidence of beans is traced back to over 9,000 years ago in Peru. In the Middle East, fava beans have been eaten since ancient Egypt and even likely been eaten by pharaohs. So while beans may not be flashy or luxurious, they are consistent. And consistency is one of the things that helps build a healthy body and a healthy life. You can start with adding 1/2 cup of beans per day and build up your tolerance over time. Whether you're a weightlifter, parent, student, runner, or somebody who just wants to enhance their life expectancy, after listening to this, I hope you can see how beans are essential and how to use them. I look forward to sharing more with you on our next episode of Feeling Good, Feels Good.